Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or tried to remember something you were absolutely sure you knew yesterday, and it just wasn't there? Moments like these feel small, almost harmless. Most people brush them off as stress, lack of sleep, or just getting older. But here's the uncomfortable truth. For most people, memory loss doesn't start with age or disease. It starts with habits. Everyday behaviors that feel normal, productive even, but slowly, quietly, they weaken how your brain stores and retrieves information. Your memory isn't failing because you're broken, it's being trained to forget. And the worst part, you might be doing all of these things right now without realizing the damage they're causing. In this video, I'll break down the 7 everyday habits that are silently ruining your memory, according to psychology and neuroscience, and what they're doing to your brain over time. Stay until the end, because the last habit is the most common and the hardest to admit. Habit 1. Constant distraction. The first habit is constant distraction. Your brain was never designed to multitask the way modern life demands. Every notification, every quick scroll, every tab switch, each one forces your brain to reset its focus, and memory depends on sustained attention. When your attention is fragmented, your brain never gets the signal that something is important enough to store. Neurologically, this means shallow processing. Information comes in, but it doesn't go deep enough to stick. You might feel busy, mentally active, even productive, but your brain is barely encoding anything. This leads to weak memory formation, poor recall, and the strange feeling that days blur together. When everything is half-attended, nothing becomes memorable. Your brain remembers what you focus on, not what you glance at. Habit 2. Poor sleep quality. You already know sleep matters. But here's what most people don't realize. Memory isn't stored when you're awake, it's organized while you sleep. During deep sleep and REM cycles, your brain sorts information, strengthens neural connections, and transfers memories from short-term to long-term storage. When sleep is inconsistent or low quality, memories don't get filed correctly. Information stays fragile, details fade faster. It's not just about how many hours you sleep, it's about regularity and depth. Going to bed at different times every night confuses your brain's internal systems. If you wake up tired, your memory has already paid the price, even if you don't notice it immediately. Habit 3. Information overconsumption. We live in an age of endless input. Podcasts while commuting, videos while eating, posts while resting. But memory doesn't grow through consumption, it grows through processing. When you constantly feed your brain new information without pauses, nothing integrates, ideas overwrite each other, retention collapses. Your brain never gets time to ask, what does this mean? How does this connect? Is this useful? So it lets the information go. You don't forget because you're incapable. You forget because your brain was never given space to understand. Learning requires silence between inputs. Without that space, memory suffocates. Habit 4. Living on autopilot. Routine feels efficient, but too much routine is dangerous for memory. When you repeat the same actions every day, same routes, same meals, same environments, your brain switches to automatic mode. Automatic mode saves energy, but it kills memory formation. Memory thrives on novelty and attention. When nothing stands out, nothing gets recorded. That's why entire weeks can disappear from memory. Your brain wasn't engaged enough to store them. Efficiency is useful, but constant autopilot makes life forgettable. Habit 5. Chronic stress. Stress doesn't just affect how you feel, it physically changes how your brain functions. Chronic stress releases cortisol, and cortisol interferes directly with the hippocampus, the brain's memory center. Short bursts of stress can sharpen focus, but long-term stress does the opposite. It weakens memory formation, disrupts recall, and increases mental fog. When your mind always feels tense or rushed, memory degradation is already happening. Your brain can't store memories properly when it thinks you're constantly under threat. Habit 6. Dependence on external memory. Phones remember everything now: numbers, directions, dates, facts, and while that's convenient, it comes at a cost. Memory works like a muscle. If you stop using it, it weakens. When you never practice recall, your brain deprioritizes memory, neural pathways fade, effort feels harder. You don't lose memory, you stop training it. The brain remembers what it's forced to retrieve. Habit 7. Lack of mental effort. This is the most dangerous habit. Avoiding mental effort slowly erodes memory. When everything is simplified, automated, or spoon-fed, your brain doesn't struggle, doesn't problem-solve, doesn't strengthen connections. Memory improves when your brain works slightly harder than comfortable, not overwhelmed, not stressed, but challenged. No challenge means no growth, and no growth means decay. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your memory isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was trained to do. The good news is that means it can be rebuilt. You don't need perfect focus or extreme discipline or genius-level intelligence. You need awareness and small corrections. Less distraction, better sleep, more intention, more mental effort. Memory isn't about remembering more. It's about living in a way that gives your brain a reason to remember. If this video made you reflect, please subscribe to MindLab. More content like this is coming.